Hello everyone and welcome to Shadow of Revan. I hit level 60 on my Scoundrel today and I respect her to healing, so let's take a little look at the 3.0 balanced, in inverted commas, Scoundrel, the more balanced version with the OP God mode healing removed. Let's start by taking a look at our new ability, which is Colto Waves. Colto Waves that we get at level 57. Colto Waves heals 8 allies if they remain within 8 meters of the targeted area. Over the channel time, it depletes 28 energy over the duration of the channel. So if we do have to break our channel, it costs less energy. So here's a little look at it. It's just fairly similar to Salvation, only we have to keep channeling it. There it is. That will be our main AoE heal for now, because Colto Cloud not quite healing as much as that. But the advantage of Colto Cloud, of course, is it can be used on the move. We can also chain them together nicely, so in AoE healing situations, we are pretty decent. Now I did try the first raid. I did manage to get the first boss down, couldn't get the second boss down. I tried it in a pug group. So it went pretty well. So we'll take a look at our discipline path that I've chosen. This is the raiding configuration I went with my utilities. I took damage reduction, scar tissue, increased damage reduction by 5%. None of these are a healing benefit in the first layer, so we'll talk about them. I took damage reduction 5%. I took reduced area of effect damage. Now if you're doing the second boss, Sword Squadron, there's a lot of AoEs. This is going to be mandatory. I would recommend this for that boss. The first boss ain't so bad. There is an AoE attack that can be avoided, but there's a lot of AoE damage going out on that second boss of Temple of Sacrifice, so I would recommend taking this one. The third choice that you're going to make, pick whatever you want, really. I just went for the stealth. Movement speed. There's nothing here that's useful. Maybe flash powder. Maybe if you're getting attacked in flashpoints a lot, you could argue, or if you're doing a bit of damage, you could maybe take let loose, maybe. But again, for raiding, we're not really going to be using blaster volley because we're going to be spending our upper hand on healing abilities, so I went for the extra stealth level and stealth movement speed. Means I'm less likely to pull things in a raid, which is always good. In the Masterful tier, one of these is mandatory. I would suggest keep cool. Again, cool head immediately restores 15 additional energy. Again, if we ever find ourselves in the situation where we're running out of energy, you can pop that cool head and get an additional 15. Again, for healing, it's a very good one. The rest are pretty optional. I went for med screen, which again, your defense screen heals you for 5% of your maximum health when it collapses. Again, if you're fighting a lot of bosses that are going to be impairing your movement, I would take Dirty Trickster. I'd maybe go for that. Again, so Surrender will purge movement impairing effects when activated. Maybe as well, Flee the Scene, maybe. Again, if people are dying a lot, maybe again it reduces the cooldown of Disappearing Act and increases your movement speed 6 seconds when you activate Disappearing Act. So if you need to revive someone in PvE, so the rest of these are pretty useless. Again, energy cost of Dirty Kick and Tendon Blast, don't care about. Tendon Blast immobilizes the target, don't care about any of that. For PvE, these 4 are the only ones that we care about. Again, take them depending on your playstyle, depending on what you like. We move on to the heroic ones. Again, I would suggest taking Smuggled Defenses, especially if you're taking med screen. Smuggled Defenses is pretty nice because it reduces the cooldown of your defense screen by 5 seconds. Also reduces the cooldown of Escape, which is handy as well. Reduces the cooldown of Escape by 30 seconds. You're probably going to take this in PvP as well because you get stunned a lot in PvP. So again, Smuggle reduces the cooldown of that as well, but Smuggle we're not really going to be using in PvE. PvP, again, you can use that to hide your numbers if you're attacking an objective. Pretty handy, Smuggle. So again, I would say this one is pretty useful. It is pretty useful. I also go for Surprise Comeback, which if we activate Pungency, it grants you Surprise Comeback, which restores 5% of your total health over 3 seconds and gives you a damage reduction by 20%. So essentially, it's an extra defensive cooldown is what that is, and it provides you with some healing, so I take that one. You could maybe have an argument for hot-wired defenses to increase the amount absorbed by defense screen, but again, I like the extra defensive cooldown. You can make absorb screen, or what is it, defense screen, sorry, not absorbed screen. Defense screen, you can make absorb 30% more damage, or you could have the extra defensive cooldown. Again, it's up to you really. For raiding, either or will do. I like the extra defensive cooldown. Just gives me something else to press, because when I was doing, I had only 2 bosses. That's the experience I have of raiding, is 2 bosses in 3.0. So I don't really speak from a position that I haven't got a massive amount of experience with raiding. So Surprise Comeback I went for because it's an extra defensive cooldown, so if defense screen is on cooldown, it gives us something else to pop, as well as our dodge as well, don't forget about that, as a defensive cooldown. But again, it's just giving us that little bit of extra healing as well. So again, most of these, none of these really impact your healing, none of these will impact your healing output. Really, so it's not really a huge issue what you take. Most of these are defensive really, and as healing I think you want to focus on your defenses. You don't want to die as a healer, so again I go with this. Again, some of these are pretty useless. Disappearing Act again grants 2 seconds of dodge. We don't really use Disappearing Act that often as a healer in PvE. Again, Tendon Blast grants upper hand. Again, we're not in range, because upper hand is easy to generate. So Get the Bulge we don't want. Again, KO we don't want it because we're never really going to be using Back Blast in PvE as a healer. And Scramble, again, if we're getting attacked, assumes we're getting attacked. Again, if we have a good tank, we shouldn't be getting attacked really, but again, you could maybe argue for this, but it's again a slight argument. The other new thing I'm going to talk about is Bedside Manner. So when you consume an upper hand healing ability, it increases all healing done by 3% for the next 6 seconds. So if you use something, we'll generate a bit of upper hand here. We use our slow release med pack, we get, well, our emergency scan, we get Bedside Manner, which increases our healing done by 6%. It's pretty nice. I wonder if it increases all the AoE healing that we get done. So again, it's pretty nice. How does it play is the question. It plays pretty similar to how it played before. One of the big thing we'll notice is the numbers are way down. Let's see if I can get something to crit here. There you go. 10k was the crit. That crit heal. We used to hitting 12k. We used to 12k crits, and we're only getting 10k crits right now. So the numbers are pretty bad. Cold to Waves is pretty damn good actually. It's really good, especially if you've got a bunch of melee DPS. Again, I haven't tested this in Flashpoint, so I haven't tested it in a Flashpoint just now, but again, I did get an augmentation kit. I did manage. So gear wise, I am 186. So I did buy one for the main hand. I've got a 180 barrel still, main hand barrel. So I bought one of the new augmentation kits. Only the blue one, because the purple ones are like 500k. So you get 30 endurance and 46 cunning from the Mark 10 augment. Skill augment 28 I went for. My crit is very low in this gear, 23%. Crit chance, which is just insanely low. We want that to be above 25 and it's at 23. That's why I've been augmenting for cunning, just to get that crit up, because our crit, we are not critting very often. And again, having a look at these skills, the crit effects have been nerfed quite a bit. Again, increases the critical healing bonus, but they have been nerfed quite a bit. We were pulling, you know, 11, 12k heals. It was like 12.5k with the relic procs, and if we had a shadow tank, we were pulling some insane numbers. The numbers have gone down quite a bit. However, our spammy healing style still remains. The fact that emergency med pack now costs energy, it only costs 5 energy though. It's not really that consuming. The fear was that we would be constantly spamming diagnostic scan, and I can tell you from my limited raiding experience, clearing trash and so forth, I was never really spamming that diagnostic scan, to be honest with you. So again, it's still the same. We still keep our slow release med pack up. We do have things that help keep the slow release med pack up. I can't remember what it's called again, but there is something in there that helps us, has the chance to refresh it. So now you get Colto Cloud at level 26. That's one of the other big changes. But yeah, it's not massively changed. The healing style is still pretty similar. The only thing is that we are a better AoE healer now than we were. So we'll see how good we are over the course. Again, this is just a little overview, a little quick first impression of the new Scoundrel 3.0 Scoundrel Healer video that I'm doing. So we haven't really had the chance to test it extensively. I did do a world boss. Well, attempted a world boss. We wiped, and I have done 2 bosses of a raid, and I've done a few tactical flashpoints. So I haven't had a chance to do any HM flashpoints yet. I waited 40 minutes in the queue, and it didn't pop as a healer, so I was kind of like, ugh, I can't be bothered waiting anymore. So we'll test it out over the next few days and see if our healing has actually gone down, but the numbers are a lot lower than they were at level 55 in 180 gear. So this gear is not the best optimized, the 186. What I did was I did away with my set bonus. I got rid of it. And the reason for getting rid of the set bonus was that the set bonus is balanced around you being level 55, and your set bonus boosted your AoE healing, which was Colto Cloud. Now, we don't really need Colto Cloud for massive healing these days. We do have Colto Waves, and that was the reason I just ditched it. Just for the higher armor rating, and you know, going from 180 to 186, I just kept all that. The looks the same, and I still, because I kept all the augments in, except that main hand, which I put a 178 augment in because it only has a 180 barrel, because you can't buy a main hand for comms. So was it worth stacking our comms? That is the question. I still have 986, although I did get a bunch of comms. So that is fully healer geared. What I'm going to do is buy DPS gear. I did buy myself a nice 192 belt, because I got enough elite comms to buy it from questing and so forth. So one of the things about 3.0 is ultimate comms. We don't get a lot of them now. Oh, they have nerfed their ultimate comm gain, but elite comms are fairly good. I mean, we don't really massively need ultimate comms because elite comms are a massive upgrade, and to be honest, we are geared to do most of the content. If you look at the hard mode flashpoints, oh, that's wrong. Okay, that's a bug there. 148 it says. It's actually 174 is what's recommended for these level 60 flashpoints. That text there is wrong. This one, it is 186 for the story mode ops, and you only get 16 ultimate comms instead of 30 now. If you cut our ult comms, we get 15 elite comms. We also get elite comms for doing the tacticals as well, so that's not too bad actually. We should be 192 should be fairly easy to get. We want to do the raids though for the set bonus. Set bonuses are now 6-piece set bonuses. Damn. That's going to be tough to get. We're going to have to be raiding a hell of a lot on a single character. It's very alt unfriendly, I find, making the set bonuses like that. It's kind of annoying if you ask me. So that is all for this little look at the Scoundrel Healer. And again, you'll notice we don't have Orbital Strike, which I really miss. I still miss Orbital Strike, especially for healing, and there's nothing to do while healing, like, you know, we could throw out a nice little orbital strike and help out with the DPS. Now we have to walk up to people, or we could always just put Vital Shot on. We could always Vital Shot, that's it. Vital Shot, maybe some flurry of bolts, maybe just fire that off at our target. So that's a little quick 3.0 overview of the Scoundrel Healer. I find that the healing has gone down, but we're not totally useless. I mean, I did manage to heal an operation, so I am in 186 gear, so we're not totally useless so far. We're not that useless. It's not like we feared, but our healing has definitely gone down. Our burst capacity, our capacity for burst healing, has not gone down any. It has not gone down much at all, really, despite the fact that slow emergency med pack, should I say, now costs energy. Our energy regen is pretty decent. It's pretty decent, actually. Pretty decent these days. So that is all for this video. So thank you for joining me, and we'll take a look at the scrapper spec. That's a lot more fun. We'll have a little look at that. Again, that's why I leveled scrapper and respec Sawbones today when I hit 50, when I hit 60, sorry. So we'll have a little look at that. I'll buy some DPS gear because I've got enough comms. I can buy some DPS gear. We'll have a look at the DPS spec. Scrapper is pretty fun, actually. We're going to take a look at that soon. So thank you for joining me. See you soon, and goodbye.